Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation, back again with FC Cincinnati in the 2019 MLS regular season, all that stuff. Excited to be back. You know, we had the Thanksgiving weekend last weekend, and I always do a lot of traveling for Thanksgiving, so I've actually haven't played in 7 days. So my batteries are recharged. I'm ready to go. Hyped up. We got the, coming up next here, we got the U.S. Cup. So that's another reason to get hyped up. We should have a good game against Charleston Battery. We'll take a look at them in a minute. But I need to get reacquainted with the save a little bit. And you know what? I don't look at this screen enough, the home screen. It's got a lot of good information on here that probably shouldn't just gloss over and go other places. For example, we got the league table right here, front and center. Cincinnati in 4th place. 12 games played, 7 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. Total of 23 points and a +4 goal differential. So we're actually tied for 3rd place with DC United, but they've just got a slightly better goal differential than us, so we can work that out. We can sort of, get a few more goals, concede a few less goals, I think is what we need to do. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we should look at the stats. How about that? See if my assumptions are correct here. So after 12 games, we've scored 21 goals. That's the 6th highest in the league. Goals allowed 17. That's the 9th best. So, those are still pretty good stats. Top 10 in both offense and defense is pretty good. But our offense is better than our defense, so I guess my theory holds a little bit of water. But anyway, 27 yellow cards is quite a bit, 4th highest in the league, but no red cards to back that up. And something that I enjoy very much, 5th highest in attendance in the league, 22,217. That's basically the same amount of season tickets we've sold, so that's weird. Nobody else other than season ticket holders comes to the game. Strange. But we'll see if we can fix that. What I've noticed is that it seems like your season ticket sales, as long as you're winning, they go up by 100 tickets every year. So eventually, in 10 years, maybe we could fill up our stadium. But I don't know. We'll see. What else we got going on here? Oh yeah, we got the player stats. Adi, of course, leading leading the team in goals, 8 goals. Hasn't played 8 games, so that's pretty good. DeVries with the highest average rating, 7.37. That is incredible for a rookie. Most assists, 6, also for DeVries. Best pass completion, Adi. That's outstanding for a target man. It means he's making plays for the other guys up front for us. DeVries with 3 players of the match. Justin Glad, the youngster with 5 yellow cards. Speaking of that, we just got a little piece of email up here. Justin Glad has picked up an automatic 1-match suspension for his 5th yellow card. That suspension will apply to all American League competitions. So, we're going to be without young Mr. Glad for a game or 2. Job security, we're still looking good. Competitions, matches, leadership support is very high. We're looking pretty good. Made a couple of promises. Dave Romney wants more playing time, so we promised him that. It's not a big deal, honestly. And then Welshman, of course, we're not going to get rid of him. That's fine. Everything else is looking good. Uh-oh, we got some training issues here. Look at this. Hudson, the guy who's complaining about not playing time. Guess what, my man? I can't yell at him. Can I yell at him from, the development standard? No, I can't yell at him right now. I probably yelled at him too recently to be able to yell at him now for his training. But if he wants first team starts, slacking off in training is not a good way to get that. No pouting, young man. You gotta play through it. It's a competitive sport. Anyway, let's move on to Charleston. Let's take a look at the Battery. Famous fort. I've actually been to the fort in Charleston. I think it's called Fort Charleston. It's like right there on a sort of peninsula, big stone walls, big cannons and such. I mean, that they're not active now. It's just a museum now. But I've actually been to Charleston, South Carolina. We don't know anything about these guys. I forgot to scout them. So this is not going to help. They do have Reggie Cannon on the team. That's interesting. He's an MLS guy, valued at $1.8 million, but he's injured, so he ain't going to do them no good. Anybody else who looks familiar? No. All right, so that was useless. Carry on. We should beat them. We should have this game in hand. And honestly, I thought we were right next to the game, but it appears that we're not. So I'm going to pause it here. Well-organized save that this is. I'm going to pause it and get to the game just so we can sort of, move things along. All right, pause. Okay, we're back. That was fun. Just in the 3 days it took us to get here, we had a rash of injuries. Both of our Jose's got injured. Jose Aja, Jose Villarreal, both injured. Villarreal had a little setback. He came back from a broken foot. Had a little setback. He's still at high injury susceptibility. And then Aja pulled some knee ligaments. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. And then also one of our lone players also got injured for like 3 months. So it was just a crazy week for injuries. That's no good. Go to our match preview. That's going to change some things. Actually, what was that, Matt? Anyway, okay. That showed some MLS game. We're not talking about MLS games. We're talking about Charleston versus Cincinnati. Kickoff at MUSC Health Stadium in Charleston, South Carolina. 3,200 tickets sold out of a 5,100 capacity. So not quite a sellout there for the second round of the U.S. Cup. We'll see about that. Evens for Cincinnati. That's interesting. 11-5 draw, 11-5 against Charleston. I don't know if... even money, right? That would mean like you bet $1, you get $1. So like what's the point of even betting, I think? Again, I'm not going to actually learn what this means or, how to actually decipher this. I'm just going to make up my own system. So basically, that's my system right there. All right, let's go. Team selection. So we got some issues here. Villarreal, we can't injure him when we got other options. So we're going to slide Bone, put the C-Bone up there, advanced playmaker. Going to bring in our rookie, Richie Salvador. I guess he's not a rookie. He's the academy player. Not even a rookie. And then, what do we need here? We got Kogu on the bench. I don't want Villarreal necessarily in there. So who do we got? What's other options we got? Flores. Hello, Mr. Flores. You're in there. You haven't played much this year either. But hey, got a 7.0 rating. Maybe we should put him in there. But no, we want to start C-Bone. And then, of course, Aja. Can't put in Glad. I don't want to put in Marquez. Could put Romney in there. Yeah, he wants more playing time. We'll put him on the left-hand side with Lee, our other academy player, 17 years old. So we're playing a lot of interesting players this game. We'll see how it works. We should be able to beat this team with just, like an academy team, honestly. But we'll see. So let's submit that team and get going. Speaking of like going to Charleston, I've been to Charleston. I also should have driven through Cincinnati this last week. All right, before we get to that story, Speaking of Cincinnati, they got Cleveland in goal. I mean, that's a segue, right? Interesting, they are playing incredibly defensively. They're the 5-4-1. Svatensson up top. He's a guy that they said in the scouting report he might not play this game. 8 appearances, 2 goals. Captain Neville Hackshaw. Interesting. In the midfield, 3 appearances, 4 off the bench, 1 goal. This is not an impressive-looking team. Nico Hansen, he's a guy with a real photograph. 7.18 rating. I tried to load the face pack, and it just didn't work. We'll probably talk about that later. Anyway, in goal, we got Hudson. Nuhu on the left-hand side. He's got a face now, so that's good. Clute on the right. Lee and Romney, central defense. Richie Salvador and Bessler taking the captain's armband today in the midfield. Ledesma, Seabone, Welshman, and Kiri Shelton up top. All right. Got so many threads going on right now. I've lost them all in my little brain. So I'm expecting you to win tonight. Let's go. Opposition instructions, yada, yada. So, yeah, I always... For Thanksgiving, I drive down to Louisville to see my family. And normally when I do that, I drive through Indianapolis because that's just sort of the straightest shot. What I should have done is send my assistant coach... No. What I should have done, if I'd even thought of it, was instead of driving through Indianapolis, I should have just drove through Cincinnati, which is just north of Louisville, as is Indianapolis, but it's just a different highway, basically. And then I could have messed around. I could have gone to the stadium, could have gone to the training grounds, done a little, was that Golden FM does his little Paul's Day Out? I could have done that, like walked around Cincinnati or something, but it didn't even cross my mind, honestly. So maybe some other time I'll make my way down to Cincinnati and do some shenanigans, but that was probably the only chance. Unless I'm still doing this a year from now. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe go down for Christmas. Who knows? Anyway, Nuhu with the first highlight. His pass is intercepted by Hansen, who tries to start the counterattack. Intercepted by Romney at midfield. Bessler looking to get it forward. Shelton is sitting at target man right now. Let's work him into pressing forward on the attack instead. Ledesma to Seabone. Seabone getting interrupted. Gets it out wide to Welshman. Heads it down to nobody. They got that packed back line with 5 defenders. Bessler takes a real chance with that tackle. Shelton cannot convert. So I think we should probably take our time with these guys. Probably work the ball in the box. Do slightly shorter passing. Standard tempo. If they're just going to sit back, we probably shouldn't try to force our way through them. It's probably not going to work. So let's take our time. Move the ball around, keep possession, and see what we can do. We got 62% possession right now as it is. Welshman with the yellow card. That's odd. We got a lot of guys who are not match fit or not particularly match fit right now. So that could be an issue. Romney's a little bit tired compared to everybody else, but not too bad. We got 3 shots on target. Let's mark Svatensson. It's an interesting name, but let's mark him. He's got a big old name on the back of his jersey. We ought to be able to find him. Salvador with his first yellow card of the season. Okay. Clute is being drawn away from his position. Okay, thanks for that. You're the one who told me to mark the dude, and now what? We're not supposed to mark him? Seabone is error prone. Not surprising. All right, halftime. We've dominated the first half, 59% possession. 8 shots to 6, 3 on target to 1 isn't great numbers. It's not terrible, I guess. Maybe we should tell our guys to, like, shoot the ball on sight. Play for set pieces. Sure, why not? That works. All right, mixed mood among the players. We're the better team here. Just keep doing what you're doing. Get back out there and grab that one goal. No, I should have been mean to him. I should have told him not happy. That's what a real coach would have done. You're playing an inferior team, you know, playing a little lethargic maybe. You should rip into them. Too nice for that. Too nice. Here's Van Schalk. Deflected. They're going to get a corner out of this. See what we can do. We got a small Cincinnati contingent there in the end zone. Let's see. Here's Spies. Sends one in. Easily headed out by Ledesma. Shot fired in wide. That's a pretty decent supporter section. It's kind of a ways from Cincinnati. I would say it's at least a 10-hour drive from Cincinnati to Charleston. That's just me, you know, eyeballing it as the crow flies. Here's Ledesma. Sends one in. Nobody there in front of goal, but Bone heads it down. Here comes Charleston on the counterattack. Spies, bad pass back to Hansen is going to delay things. Terrible clearance attempt. Welshman gets it. Bessler drops it back to Richie Salvador. Richie Cunningham. Gonna have to change his name to Richie Cunningham for sure. Seabone. Out wide. Nuhu. We're working it around. We're getting a good highlight, though. Back out wide to Nuhu. Can he cross it in? He doesn't really, but Seabone is there. Bessler with the shot. Another worm burner from Bessler for the goal. Celebrating with some air guitar. Look out. So some good lead up. Not a great cross, but Seabone is there amongst the traffic, and then Bessler just tees one up. Cleveland rocks, but he does not stop a goal, unfortunately. Richie's been booked. Tell him to ease off tackles, my man. Yes, young man, ease off the tackles. 57 minutes. There's Lee, the other 17-year-old, going back for the ball. Interesting cross-field pass. Romney is there to clean it up. Gets it forward to Shelton. Shelton behind the 5-man defense. But Cleveland is there this time. We do get a corner out of it, though, and the highlight continues. Ledesma sends one in. Cleveland snatches it out of the air. Is the highlight even going to continue again? Is this just the never-ending highlight? The highlight that wouldn't quit? No. Okay. So we got 2 yellow cards in there at the 60-minute point. I'm probably okay with taking those guys out. So we can bring in McLaughlin for Welshman. You know, if you haven't noticed, I'm trying to use all of my, old school FC Cincinnati guys. Guess we can bring in Flores for Salvador. Not really his favorite position, but don't have a lot of other choices. Here comes Bessler. Come on, Bessler. What are you doing? Tries to get it forward for Seabone. Not quite fast enough. Can't outrace Spies. Highlight does continue, though, down the sideline. Hackshaw gets it forward. Lee is there. Lee's got a yellow card now. Our subs have not taken place yet. Seabone to Salvador. Bombs it forward. Nope. Bessler gets some kind of foul, I guess. All right, get those guys out of there. Get some new folks in there. Oh, boy. Spies with a free kick. Sends one back post to Thomas. Heads it just over. That was dangerous. "65 minutes and counting." I really don't like Lee sitting there with that yellow card. He's a 17-year-old with a yellow card. Let's bring in Akugo, back from injury. I'm a little wary putting him in there because he might re-injure himself, but, it's sort of 50-50 what's more likely, him re-injuring himself or Lee getting a red card. I think I'd rather take my chances with Akugo. Here's Spieth now on the attack. He's bothered by Akugo. Romney is holding it down on defense right now, all by himself basically, with a bunch of broken down players. Spieth out wide again. Don't know what that was. Offside? Yes, offside. Okay. No, a penalty. What? What happened? This is no good. Guerra lines up. Tula Guerra. Not happy about that. Very much unhappy. That was sort of... It's like a garbage penalty. I can't believe it. All right. Who is that even on? I don't know. All these substitutes have not done us any favors. Whoever is playing right back has sort of forgot how to play that position. Bessler to Bone. Bone gets it over one man. Guerra, we're having a lot of problems right now. Did I accidentally substitute the wrong person? I think I may have. Okay, Akugo is back in his position. Nuhu loses his man. Okay, we got to pause. And we got to... We gotta do something. Much higher tempo, slightly more passing. Out of possession. We're already doing... Yeah. Okay. Field. Confirm changes. That button is so stupid. All right. I don't know what's happening, but we're losing, and that's no good. 2-1, 75 minutes to go. Used all of our subs. That penalty really killed us. That's awful. We go out in the second round of the Cup. Got too cocky. Got very, very, very cocky. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Let's do some shouts. Show some passion. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Pause. Tactics. Is there anything else we can do? We can go very attacking. Counter press, counter. Take long kicks. Out of possession. Get stuck in, I guess. I don't really like that because we're probably going to get all kinds of red cards. But, what are you going to do? Confirm the changes. 4 minutes to go. Here we go. Here's a highlight. 3 minutes left. Spieth has it. Guerra gets it forward to Mansoret on the run. Almost finished us off with one attack. 2 minutes to go. 1 minute to go. 30 seconds to go. 12 seconds overdue. Wow. Wow, that game just turned on a dime. Like, as soon as we brought those subs in, team just fell apart. That's depressing, honestly. To lose to such a lower division team. Not happy. Who's that? Who's that? Bessler? I mean, Bessler did play. He got the player of the match. 8.1 rating in a loss, so I guess you were okay. Yeah, the second half was much better. Well done, I guess. All right, fine. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Okay, that was terrible. So we're knocked out in the second round of the cup. Nobody's going to be happy about that. Reached the 5th round was what we were supposed to do. So that's no good. But, the cup isn't that important to the board. I kind of made it a big deal because we wanted to keep the tradition alive. But now I guess we've moved on to bigger and better things. That's no good. All right. Salvador made his debut. Going to have all kinds of questions in the press about, why did you play such a weird team and all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we did have a packed schedule. But still, I could have played some veterans and players who had played in the last 2 months. But anyway, we're going to end it there, I guess. I was going to show, at least a mini run in the cup, but I guess that's done. So what do we got next? We got FC Dallas and LAFC. We've only got a couple of games left until the midway point of the season, right? The midway point of the season is 17. It's exactly 17. So we got a couple of games to go. Let's stop here before I run out of things to say. And we'll come back for FC Dallas and LAFC. Try to play some double headers. I think that double header episode worked out pretty good. So we'll try to do that. We got some interesting games coming up versus the Western Conference. And then we'll get to the mid-season point and see where we're at there. All right, so until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.